What's up, guys? Zach from Skateboarding. Just one question for you guys real quick. It's going to decide the fate of our channel. Would you guys be interested in seeing some vlogs and skits involving all of our friends, Daniel, Noah, everyone, or would you rather have it just exclusively skateboarding content? Just answer this poll right here in this corner or comment down below what you think. A vlog that you guys might see might look a little bit like this. Oh, Daniel falling in on his own accord. What a failure. Oh, way it hits. So if you guys want to see more content like that, go click on that poll right there in that corner or comment down below. I want to know what you guys think. See if we can expand our channel or if it should just stay exclusively skateboarding, build our genre. And just to clarify, if I do start making these vlogs and skits, I still would make skateboarding content. It wouldn't just be vlogs, it would be skateboarding and vlogs. I just wanted to address one more thing. In my last video, there were so many comments, and even the video before that, about like, where's the other guys? Where's Daniel? Well, look who it is. It is Daniel. Hi. What's up? Where's Noah? We miss Noah. So for right now, those guys have picked up other hobbies that they want to pursue, other hobbies other than skateboarding. Skateboarding is a really intense, I'm going to call skateboarding a sport. Skateboarding is a really intense sport that it requires a lot of physical endurance, a lot of self-motivation, dedication to stay to skateboarding, learn that muscle memory of like how to do tricks. It's not easy, guys. If you're skateboarding, you know skateboarding is not easy. So those guys are just taking a little bit of a hiatus from skateboarding, a little bit of a break. I'll definitely be getting some more people in videos. I know it's not always entertaining just watching me skate all the time. But anyways, on to the video. What's up, skaters? What's up, guys? Zach from Skateboarding. And do your bearings ever sound like this? And don't spin? Well, welcome to the first episode of this series, Beginner's Tutorial, made by beginners for beginners. So, in this episode of Beginner's Tutorial, we are going to teach you guys how to clean your bearings. What you need: a skate tool, possibly a screwdriver, paper clip, a mic, acetone, a little dish, paper towels, bead cream, the little thingies in the wheels that spin, and hello there. Alright, but on a real note, guys, if your wheels ever are making a lot of noise or they're not spinning as fast as they used to, cleaning your bearings is a great way and a cost-effective way of getting that speed back without buying new bearings. Sometimes you might think that they're going so slow and they're so rough that you need new bearings, but cleaning them will take care of most of those issues. You can skate the same bearings as long as they're good quality bearings for at least 2 years, depending on how much you skate and how well you take care of your bearings. Also, the cleaning solution that you use is very important. I used to use a water-based cleaner that wasn't the best because water-based, you know, when it dries and it stays on there for a while, it tends to rust metal. So if you use an alcohol-based or acetone-based cleaner like nail polish remover, 100% acetone nail polish or 100% alcohol cleaning solution, rubbing alcohol, it won't rust out the metal and it'll do the same job as any other cleaner. Totally forgot to put the mic back on, so hope the audio is a lot better now. So let's get started. First, you take your skate tool and your skateboard and you take out the wheels. Make sure you don't lose these little washer thingies. Once you got all the wheels off, you need at least one truck to pry out the bearings. Now, some wheels are harder to get the bearings out of than others. If you just use a little leverage, they'll just come out pretty easily. New wheels, I know, are harder to get the bearings out of because they're not as soft. And boom, 2 bearings per wheel, 1 on each side. And I learned this trick off of YouTube. If your bearings are stuck in your wheels and you can't seem to get them out, take a screwdriver, put it inside of the bearing, and this will give you a little bit more leverage. and they come out pretty easy that way. If you can't seem to get it off all the way doing it all on one side, try rotating it around and push from another side. Not exactly sure what was wrong with my bearings, but I probably went through some puddles and I didn't clean the bearings immediately. Puddles and going through water are the worst enemy for your bearings. Not only will it rust out your bearings, but the water will deposit sediments in the bearing and they'll get stuck in the grooves, and that's what makes it so rattly. And the sediments are the hardest to get out of the bearings because simply washing it over with acetone isn't exactly enough. So once you get the bearings out, you don't need this anymore. So there's two ways you can do this. You can take the bearing shields off of it first, or just leave them on. I typically leave them on because soaking it in acetone usually does the job. But if you have a lot of sediments in your bearings, maybe you want to take the shields off first so the acetone can get in and wash it out. Eventually you're going to need to take your shields off anyways to apply the speed cream, but I'm just going to soak it in the acetone with the shields on because that's what I usually do. So once you got your bearings out and your dish, all you do is take your
Hello there.
Bye, have a great time.
acetone. You pour in enough at the bottom to completely submerge the bearings. Now here's my little disclaimer. Acetone can be a little bit dangerous. It's not great for your skin. It's not great to inhale. It is flammable, so you little kids with your vapes, be careful with this. So you can see not much is happening. It's good to let your bearings soak for a little bit, and what soaking it does is it breaks down all the little sediments, all the little buildup. But what it also does is it gets rid of the speed cream and lubricant you had in there before. That lubricant that might have got all gunky with all the sediments and grease and whatnot that got in your bearing is all gonna wash away. And you just wanna let it soak for a few minutes.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
And once you let it soak for a little bit, not gonna lie, I did take a little whiff and it did hurt a little bit. So don't do that. So to speed up the process a little bit, you can give it a little bit of shake, help break up the sediments a little bit, let this acetone get all up in there. If your bearings are super dirty, you might want to do this a second time. It usually depends on how cloudy the acetone is after you give it a little bit of a shake. If it's super cloudy and it's really dirty, you might want to give it a second wash. But if you do this regularly enough, it should be okay.
A few minutes later.
So after your acetone has been soaking in here for a little bit and it gets this really nasty color, all you gotta do is grab a paper towel. Paper towel, and you just gotta start going in there and grabbing your bearings, setting them down to dry. And you're gonna wanna leave them to dry until they're completely dry or as dry as you can get them. And acetone and rubbing alcohol are great for cleaning your bearings, especially because they don't leave a residue behind. And now at this point it is time to take the shields off and to apply the speed cream. Now I use Bone Speed Cream Racing Formula, just half a fluid ounce. Looks like this, all the text is rubbed off because I used it for that long. This will last you a long time with cleaning your bearings. Because for each bearing, you just need a couple drops. Paperclip. You might wonder why you need a paperclip. I will show you exactly why. So you have shields on each side of your bearing. Sometimes you might need something a little bit thinner. It looks like with these bearings, I will need a razor blade. So if you have bearings that have shields on both sides like mine, all you gotta do is take your razor blade and try to pry it up from the side. The shields are flexible, so it should be easy. And just like that, it just pops off. This is called the bearing race. This is where the metal bearings sit in, and they go in these grooves, and if you hold the center and spin it around, that is how the bearings spin. Field, bearing race, ball bearings, whole thing is called a bearing. So now that you have the first shield off, put the paper clip in between the inner bearing wall and the bearing race, apply a little bit of pressure, pop off the other shield on the other side, like so. And now it exposes the ball bearings. This is ultimately what you want to get to. There are 7 ball bearings per bearing. Now you take your speed cream, and all you have to do is take a couple drops. I usually just take 3 drops and spread it around. I put it directly on the ball bearing. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and then you want to give it a good spin, let the lubricant go throughout, and as soon as you start spinning it in your hand, it should feel a lot smoother. It should sound silent and feels buttery. And then all you have to do is put the shields back on. You should feel it just slip in, and boom, one bearing down, and that is ready to go back onto the skateboard. And I'm just going to do this with all the bearings, all 8 of them. Repeat that same process. I just wanted to point out that I am pretty generous with my speed cream. Typically, people will only suggest you to put 1 drop per bearing. I like to put it in 3 drops, spread it around, just to make sure my bearings are running as well as they can. People suggest not to use more than 1 drop because lubricant can get gunky when sediments get in there. So if you have too much lubricant, it'll actually hurt you because it'll slow down your bearings. So once your bearings have been lubricated with your speed cream, they are ready to go back into your wheels. This is your final step of cleaning your bearings. If you watched one of our first videos of the skateboard setup, I did this part in that setup of putting the bearings into the wheels. But anyways, I'll do it again. So what you do is you take your bearing, and if it has a clear side that should point out, for example, if it only has 1 shield, that's what you want to be on the outside of your wheel. So that side would go down onto your truck. Take your wheel, put it onto the bearing, push down on it with both hands. Use your body weight to sink the bearing into the wheel. It should lock in pretty well. Boom. If you're a small guy, this might be a little bit hard for you. If you are having trouble, you can put your board on the ground and use more of your body weight to push on it. And now that you have all the bearings back in your wheels, you just gotta put your wheels back on your skateboard. So if you have these washers, make sure they go back on. They should go between the bearing and your bolt nut. I like to just make it finger tight just until I get all the wheels on the skateboard, and then I'll go through and tighten them with the skate tool. All right, now I'm gonna tighten my wheels, and I just want to make it tight enough so that there's just a tiny bit of wiggle room, because that allows it so that it can still spin, but it'll still stay on there without making a whole lot of noise and moving around. Because you want it to be able to spin freely, or else the bearing cleaning you just did wouldn't really matter if it doesn't spin fast. So make sure you have enough room there. I just wanted to point out again how much sediment actually came off during the bearing cleaning. Nasty. And there we have... Practically brand new bearings that should be spinning very nicely. That one needs some more work. Thanks for watching that video, guys. I hope you really liked that beginner's tutorial. I'm so excited for this beginner's tutorial series. It's something I've been wanting to do since I made this channel. It's kind of what this channel is going to be about. Not only is it about a beginner's journey through skateboarding, but it is also going to be about me teaching you guys as the beginner what I'm going through and how to do things that I wish I knew as a beginner. I wish there was just one source where you could go and find out everything you need to know about skateboarding as a beginner. That's what this channel is supposed to be about. The journey and the knowledge. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Steer Clear Skateboarding. We out. Oh, wait. Stay tuned. There's a new end card. Did you guys see the end cards in the last video? Pretty sick.